1, 2, 3. Hi there, I'm Tom, and I drove all night to get to you. Is that all right?
I'm Galen, and I don't know how to drive.
Welcome to BPAL's Tournament of Underdogs!
Robot.
Obligatory
We
robot.
are the robots.
Okay.
Okay.
Wow, we are just chewing through the matches in round 1. In case you don't know how a sports works, all of these matches produce a winner that advances to the next round. So then we're going to do it all over again with scents that we've already smelled, and we'll have to figure out how to entertainingly smell them again against a different scent. I should have taken more PE. Today's matchups are Morgause, if you're a American heathen.
Did you say Morgause?
Morgause.
I would like Morgause.
Morgause, please. I did research, it's Welsh or something. Anyway, and versus
the Welsh want Morgause. Okay.
The Scales of Deprivation. And then I
Perfect to go with Morgause.
Just talked over you to keep it going.
Yeah.
And then we have Morgause versus the Red Queen. What's in them? I'm so glad that you asked, because we don't know. The whole point is that these are underexplored general catalog perfumes, and we haven't paid a lot of attention to them. So let's just jump into our first pairing for the day. Morgause versus the Scales of Deprivation. So, Morgause, Earth sorceress and mother of Mordred, she is in essence the harbinger of King Arthur's doom and the downfall of Camelot. She is a sister or a sister self to Morgan Le Fay.
Oh.
A bouquet of 5 night-blooming flowers, deepened by dusky violet, purple fruits, and the barest breath of medieval incenses.
Ooh, purple fruits.
So we're talking 5 night-blooming flowers, not 1, not 2,
but 5.
But 5. And we've got some violet, purple fruits, and the barest breath of medieval incenses. Who knows what that could mean?
I'm excited. Okay.
I mean, it smells exactly as described.
It's rather purpley.
If you like the description,
then
you're gonna love this. It reminds me of that one we released recently in the Black Lives Matter collection, and also a bit of the Dusk series. That we tried to review last week and then failed. It's a little sweeter. It's the fruits that kind of sugar it up a little bit.
All of those purple fruits.
Purple
a myriad
fruits.
Of purple fruits.
Every purple fruit that you can imagine. Name 5 purple fruits. Go. No cheating. Well, I'm curious to see how florally or incensey it is on the skin.
Yeah, it's interesting.
I can imagine people rooting for this. And then we've got these here Scales of Deprivation. We have a little collection of scents inspired by the Book of Revelation and the 4 Horsemen, etc. And the scent is... I'll spare you the biblical verse. I'll be the person in your life who does not recite biblical verse to you. Thin, dark, and shadowed, a scent that offers no sustenance, comfort, or satiety. Lemon peel, white sage, frankincense, lavender fougere, sandalwood, vetiver, and labdanum. Wow, so like lots of...
Okay, so that's all of what I'm smelling.
Smoky and vaporous.
Incensey.
Yeah, like sparkles, but dark ones.
I would say definitely has like that classic BPAL smell.
Black confetti.
It's like dark and witchy.
Yes.
And
it has a kind of like a quick, like zinging around kind of sensation where you're just like, it's like you're in the dollar bill machine where you're supposed to snatch dollars out of the air to see how many dollars you can get. Except for they're like cent notes. And you don't get to keep them because they just evaporate and you have to keep putting it on. That's what you're here for, right? To hear that. Okay.
There you go.
So we're gonna skin test these and see what we end up with. How about that? Alright, are you ready? You got your judging nose on? The judging nose of discernment.
Alright, it's attached.
Leaving your personal preferences at the door. Just kidding, we have to say that, but like... So, okay, ready?
Okay.
This is the Morgause. Morgause, Morgause, Margaret, Earth, Sorceress, and Mother of Mordred. This is a scent befitting a Mother of Mordred. I'm getting, like, basically night blooming flowers like crazy. Like I'm smelling it and they're coming out of my ears.
Yeah. And violet.
The purple fruits have, like, retreated in the bottle. I think there was more of that, like, sweet fruitiness, but that doesn't surprise me that kind of, you know, dried off pretty quick.
It's much lighter on the skin to me.
And then there is that medieval incense base. Like, this smells like a woman wearing Renaissance Festival garb, like, whose job is to, like, lure you into, like, you know, like the torture museum or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I'm getting. That's my scent association. I am not that woman. I'm kind of jealous of that woman. I would have loved to have that job at the Renaissance Festival. Instead, I sold sausages on a stick. And let me tell you, giving, like, the gay kid the sausage on a stick job is homophobic.
More gays.
It's pleasant. You know, like,
it is.
There's a person that this is specifically for, and, like, they walk past and you smell it on their hair and you're just like, yep, it's that bitch.
Yeah. I always enjoy the headiness of a violet heavy scent, so that's you know, it's just nice.
I admit my nose is already creeping up my arm to see what the other one smells like.
Well, should we go there?
I'm already there,
okay.
Because admittedly this is much more my jam. This smells like, you know, the skeleton, the screaming skeleton riding a horse that I was destined to grow up to become. Now I can't even afford, like, a scooter. So, like, we've got, you know, your scales of
the four scooter
deprivation.
riders of the apocalypse.
Yes. I'm definitely, so it's like the sage and the frankincense, and it's sweetened up by, I want to say, the, like, labdanum and sandalwood, because those have, like, a kind of a sweeter draw. It reminds me of that oil and pitch that we did for the eclipse a couple of years ago.
Okay. I like that one, yeah.
It's, yeah. Yeah.
It overall just has a very witchy vibe.
It does, but also like
a
a powdered wig vibe too.
Ooh.
Like, it has this, like, malevolent aristocracy component.
It does, yeah.
That of course is, like, very arousing, even if you know your politics should have, like, helped you transcend that fantasy by now. There's still something about it where you're like, ooh.
I mean, I'm always into a powdered wig.
Yeah. Like, I just feel like I should be whipping them, though, instead of them whipping me. You know what I'm saying? It's really beautiful. Do you want to, like, look at some reviews of these real quick while we have them?
What do the
because
people say about
apparently people
this?
felt passionately enough to leave some BPAL.org reviews, which come up when you Google the name of a scent plus BPAL. Like, you get this instant hit that takes you to all of the people's reviews about them. And then you find people who experience what you're experiencing, or the ones who are miserable and want to, you know, warn you away if you're sensitive to certain notes or whatever. So that's a great resource.
Quit talking about me like I'm not here.
User Helix, with 2 H's on the forum, described this scent as velvety, which I think is a really good description, and it's probably what took me to thinking about Renaissance Festival garb. It's velvety.
It sure is.
This is great. User named Demon Cat. And it says, after sitting for a while, Musk has joined chat. Spooky Flowers has left chat. I'm telling you, perfume reviewers should run the world. Overall, I'm happy to see that people showed up for the scent, because they're just like, yes, this is worth it. Even if, like, someone says, you know, an imp of this is plenty for me, whereas I dearly want a bottle of the Scales of Deprivation, so that tells you where their vote in the tournament is going. You know, that's kind of exactly how I feel. Whereas for the Scales scent, I love seeing reviews that kind of, like, deepen my very superficial, real-time interpretation of the scent. Forumite Rayleigh says, Scales is fascinating for its striking hollowness. Yes. It says, even without the name, the scent stood out for that vast, empty core. It's an olfactory cylinder. Citrus is doomed to a rapid demise on my skin, but the lavender and white sage seem to help sustain it a bit. Then there's the depth of the resins. Like, I just love it because it's, like, honing in on the sensations that I'm having, but articulated so much more clearly.
In a way that your brain can't even process.
We only have 15 minutes.
Right.
And it's
And
hot.
Like, what am I feeling?
We can't run the air conditioner while we're filming.
Ooh.
There's pressure to say something like, off the cuff, and then move on. So, am I correct in presuming that your vote in this one is going for the Scales of Deprivation?
Look,
No,
I like them both.
I'm
Is
not
the thing.
influencing you. I'm just asking.
I think in terms of what I would wear, it would be Scales of Deprivation. Though every now and then I want to smell like some purple fruits and night bloomers.
But which one proceeds into the next round?
I'm going to vote for Scales.
My vote is also for Scales.
No offense, Morgan Le Fay.
Scales of Desperate... I know, we do not want to piss off Morgan Le
I
Fay.
love her.
Actually, should supernatural influences be considered as part of this voting? Because we could be in trouble in some instances if we choose the wrong one.
Sorry, Morgan.
Sorry, I'm going to go with my ride or die buddies from the Book of Revelation and vote Scales of Desperation. That would be my personal variant. When I wear it, it is the Scales of Desperation.
You can really smell it.
Yeah, you can just see it radiating off of me. It's in the tone of my voice. Strangers can sense it.
That beads of sweat note really stands out.
Congratulations, Scales. You're going on to round 2 of BPAL's Tournament of Underdogs. Our next matchup for today is Morgause versus the Red Queen, which sounds like a Netflix series that would get canceled after one season, despite building up a vocal and loyal fan base. I feel like I'm supposed to be disposed against Morgause for geopolitical reasons. However, the Red Queen also sounds like very vaguely Russian.
She's no peach either.
She sounds Russian, so it's actually a good pairing because it's like only one may go on. We don't need the Red Queen and Morgause in this competition. We only need one of them. But which shall it be? Let's describe them, shall we? Morgause is a rich, bold blend of imperial rose, carnation, lush jasmine, lily of the valley, dark musk, amber, bergamot, and gilded tangerine. Just the notes alone, I'm just like, this sounds like heaven, and I can't believe I haven't tried it. Or maybe I did and I didn't like it. I'm old. I've been around a long time. I've forgotten more about perfume than some people will ever know. Now, the Red Queen. We've got deep mahogany and rich velvety woods lacquered with sweet black-red cherries and currant. Okay, it's going to be tough. It's going to be a tough one. Shall we? Shall we? Okay, first we're going to go with the Morgause.
Oh!
Wow, hitting me right across the nose
Ooh.
in the bottle is the tangerine, which surprised me.
Oh my god. Yeah, tangerine, but then I'm just getting like this incredible garden behind it. Whoa!
To me, this is like an indoor scenario. It's like the tangerine and then like flowers laid out on a table in a huge banquet. Like, it really does seem imperial.
I do love when Rose and Jasmine join forces, because that's a hell of a combo.
Me too, and I hadn't really thought of that much before, but there are several BPALs that are Rose and Jasmine that I would have thought, those are two, like, diva flowers that, like, normally deserve their own, like, statement, and somehow they're harmonized.
This is VH1 Divas Live. They are working together.
Yeah. It's like Patti LaBelle and Nona Hendrix in LaBelle, you know? Like, and ultimately they'll probably go their own ways and have their own solo careers, but for the moment, the harmonies are like making your hair stand up.
Totally.
However, in the bottle, I'm basically getting tangerine, so...
Oh, man.
We will see. I think tangerine and musk is what I'm getting.
Wow. Okay.
I guess we'll find out.
Cool.
And then... we've got our Red Queen. Actual diva, IRL, RN, AF.
I mean, deep mahogany and rich velvety woods for sure.
Very woody, like kapow, like...
And very rich and
dark. A very dark, rich, velvety 2x4, just going like...
Off with her head.
Yes. I don't want, like, you know, I'm happy to lose it, honestly.
Whoa.
And then the cherries, which can be very dominant in the bottle, honestly. We have problems with cherry scents because I think a lot of people read it as medicinal, or it's just like too intense in an oil. They're, you know, like it can be overpowering. Here, it is definitely not the first thing that I smell. But
it's there.
And then it kind of like puts on this like red glove and then chokes you. Which, someone's got to do it. Oh, somebody from Nicholasville, Kentucky is calling me. Hello?
Hi, this is Amy, and I'm giving you a call from the dealer service center. We recently noticed your car's extended warranty was going to expire in
We don't have a car.
It's a robot. Take me to Moscow. Take me to your leader. Wow. This definitely has this like extremely powerful regal scent, like they might be able to control another world superpower's government through espionage and blackmail and threat of violence. That tangerine has cooled off a little bit. She has momentarily paused singing so the others may have a turn. And honestly, none of the flowers, like, they're very beautifully braided together. I'm not getting a clear standout. And the tangerine really is just kind of classing the place up a bit. Like, it just shines a kind of a spotlight.
Yeah. I'm definitely getting the bergamot too, which is blending well with the tangerine, so there is that really nice citrusy, spicy zing to it.
It reminds me of the caterpillar a little bit.
Okay, I was getting one of the Alice in Wonderland ones, but I wasn't sure what.
And that is an elegant and fancy blend, but it's kind of deeper and darker and spicier.
But I think it has some jasmine and carnation in it.
This is like dressed up for a huge state dinner. Like, it's like much more elegant, I think, and refined.
Das Vidanya. The flowers all blend really well together.
Am I at a royal wedding?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what it's
I am.
Yes, yes.
These are the bouquets at every table.
Yes.
Wonderful reception. But I have to go. I can't be in Russia any longer.
No.
Take me to Wonderland.
Right. Take me literally almost anywhere else where I can't be, brutally killed for my homosexuality.
For being me. Morgause.
Yeah. Oh, it's just beautiful. The musk isn't bugging me because too heavy of a musk is more than I can handle. I love how amber is so often like the stealth note in terms of like really just like popping it, pulling it together and like
amber,
doing a mom spit lick to like clean things up. All right, shall we see
photo? Come on, guys.
Shall we see what's going on over in Wonderland?
Let's.
What does the Red Queen have to say today?
Off with her head.
Oh, I want this in my head. The woods are kind of getting like drier and scratchier, so it's great because it definitely, you wouldn't want like too friendly of a Red Queen.
Well, you would want a friendly Red Queen. However, that's not who she is.
It's not, and she's like it's imposing. The woods are kind of like digging like 1 centimeter further back into your sinus cavity than you were prepared for, and you're just like, whoa.
This truly has like that great female villain scent quality.
Yeah.
It really is like
wow. Because the rest of it is just fruit. It's the red and black cherries and currant.
And the cherries are way subtle on the skin compared to the bottle, which I thought was a little stronger.
Yeah.
But I think the currant is, kind of leveling it out. But it's mostly so dark and woody that it's like, it's intimidating.
What terrifies me is knowing, just from smelling these, I bet that both of these have their BPAL fans who are like, ride or die for them. And I'm afraid of pissing either of you off. Just from the smell of these alone. I'm like, on one hand, we got off with your head, and on the other hand, we've got like piano wire through the eye, or like, poison with radioactive chemicals. So like, just remember that this is all in fun, and nothing is happening to the loser, and our general catalog is large, and there's room for everybody. That being said, we're going to look at the reviews real quick and see if there was any strident stumping for one over the other.
Have you ever seen Heartbreakers?
Is that the one with Jennifer Love Hewitt?
Yeah. And
Yes.
Sigourney Weaver. And then there's that part, Sigourney Weaver is pretending to be a Russian woman, and her limited Russian, she sings back in USSR, but then there's that one part where she just goes, "Oh, Moscow." That's what I thought of. Okay, anyway.
So we got a few new reviews in the forum for Moscow, and a couple of them said that to them it smelled soapy, which I thought was interesting, and I get it because there's like a particular blend of florals or whatever that, your brain is instantly going to code as soap. Like, this is where you might commonly run into them in the wild. It's like a very fancy soap. So like, I understand. I don't take that personally. And then there's another person, Vetch Vesper, on the forum, who says that it's like a winter rose blend on them, and if you're a fan of Peacock Queen, Elizabeth of Bohemia, or Black Rose, then you should check it out.
Oh yeah.
Because it's like in that world but still manages to be different.
Yeah.
A sumptuous velvety rose. And then for the Red Queen, the people who've showed up more recently to leave reviews, it says, dry. I feel like dry on the skin. I feel like I got walloped in the face with a mahogany board. Did I not just say the same thing? That's so funny. Cherries have tumbled to the floor. A bit later,
after you got hit with it?
a bit later, wood and cherries holding hands politely. This is Demon Cat again, by the way. There's a slight dusting of sugar over the pear, sweetening things up. Starbrow on the forum says that it was like a bitter almond cherry kind of at the beginning, which was kind of frightening to them because it's their favorite note of all time.
Their least favorite note of all time.
But yeah, then forget I said anything. The spiciness and the lingering black currant behind the cherry and woods is giving me some holiday vibes. That's Starbrow. I'm not mad at this at all. The Red Queen gets a solid vote from me. So, like, here's the deal. I'm, like, completely torn between these two.
They're both really great.
Going from the reviews that people left on the forum, they both got the same number of newish reviews, but the ones for the Red Queen are a little more universally positive, of people who are, like, excited about what they're smelling. And a couple of the ones for Moscow were on the iffier side. It is completely lovely. I will be wearing it.
At this point, I think Moscow, it's mostly just rose and maybe some jasmine.
It's a little spicy.
But the orange has really calmed down on me just in these minutes.
I'm throwing my weight behind the Red Queen because it's a tough tie for me, and the forum reviews are influencing my thinking.
Well, I'm actually going to vote with you too, because I thought the Red Queen really stood out. And in terms of like the wear on me, I really like the way this one's hanging out. And I also don't want her to decapitate me!
Right. So, what I'm hearing is that for this matchup, the standout is the Red Queen, who advances to the next stage of the tournament. And Moscow, we love you, baby. Keep doing what you're doing. Stop interfering in our election. But,
Please.
like, the scent is killer, and I know a lot of people will be happy to have heard about it. Because also, again, since these are general catalog perfumes, they're available in trial sizes, so you can throw one in on your next order and see if you find it terrifying and awe-inspiring. Or maybe just a little bit soapy. Who can say?
Only you can decide.
We do want to involve people in our tournament so that it's not just two nitwits sitting alone in a pandemic talking to presumably whoever is left out there. So thank you. Please, if you want to post on Instagram or Twitter, use the Tournament of Underdogs hashtag, and we will look for it when we're judging. And keep leaving reviews at bpal.org. Some of you may have left reviews there years ago for particular scents. We're scrolling backward, but we're mostly just reading the most recent ones to see what people are saying now, because we're trend seekers.
We're in the now.
We're in the now. So that's all we have time for. We owe you some more product reviews in the coming times, but we're still with you, and it's like a Labor Day weekend thing, so like enjoy that. Tom and Galen signing off.